If I was third, I would say oatmeal. I said this last time.
Wow.
Why
Maybe
oatmeal?
you should. 1, 2.
Oatmeal.
Oh,
Is
God.
a pink guy.
1, 2.
Oatmeal because Kirby's very cute. I think a fun experiment would be having a karaoke Discord server and just hearing many friendless people show up drunk. Because they don't have the guts to show up to the bar.
The problem with that is that because of the lag, all the voices would be singing like slightly, like half a second off from each other.
Oh yeah, that's
so
the
it'd just
point.
Be chaos.
That's the point. It's always gonna be bad. So now it's just entertainingly bad.
All right,
Okay,
Atrix
I'm
time.
gonna do my thing.
Atrix has homework.
I had homework.
His least favorite VGC intro, PokeTuber intro.
Yeah, all right.
Did you do your homework?
I did do my homework.
Yeah.
Let's hit the best worst intro of all time. Yo, greetings, Poke fans. You're right. Welcome back, Wolfe Pack, to a brand new Unlisted Leaf video. Today we're going to be unboxing a brand new podcast episode because I'm the best Nuzlocke in the world, and today, people, today. All right, I can't do any more of that to save my life. Jesus Christ.
I just took psychic damage. I literally just took psychic damage, dude.
Robert just used expanding force on everybody.
So there's a reason.
was
There is
beautiful.
a reason that I did all of that, right? I want to talk about today how just disturbingly cringe stuff like this is to me. Like the whole, oh, I'm gonna be zany, I'm gonna be wacky on camera to be marketable. It's like, no, dude, please just make good content. We don't want cringe. I promise you.
This is true.
When you're
This is true.
advertising to actual children, sometimes you got to take one for the team and just, be funny silly.
Like
I
I
respect
think
it.
I think that's why I've always on YouTube found niche successfulness or niche success because I don't know. You're right. A lot of PokeTubers will like do that. They'll be like, "Yeah, what's up, guy?" Like they'll just like have the most energetic thing, like they're a freaking Crash Bandicoot character or something. I don't know. I never played that. game, but
I don't
like
On
like
my
they're like,
end, your mic peaked, and I just heard, yeah.
I don't understand.
So, like
what is entertaining about like fake energy? I've never been a fan of that. Like if you're not being real,
Well, some people are better at faking it than others.
Yeah, it seems like it depends on like the majority of like your demographic. Like if the majority of your demographic's like high school and below, or like I guess freshmen, high school below, like the younger ages of high school,
Yeah.
I feel like that has more. It's more applicable to them for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe
it's like
they haven't learned people are sad yet.
It's playing into like the whole like everything's hype and cool and.
I feel
Let's
like
get hype. I think that's
hype.
my favorite meme is like Ninja being like, "Come on, guys, jump!" or
yeah,
whatever.
that's
and it's
literally
like,
the
no one
best
would.
example of that.
Not
That
seeing
to
any
me
movement.
is what every single one of those YouTube intros that I just like made fun of right now feel to me like, right? It's like the Ninja doing like, "Come on, guys, I'm not seeing enough movement. I can't see you flossing. I don't want to floss,
I'm not
Ninja. I
seeing
don't want to be
enough
flossing
movement."
right now."
It's like it gets to a point where it's like you're old enough and you're like, this is cringe. It's like a threshold. What is the cringe? What is the cringe YouTube intro threshold? Like, what's the age like you recognize that those intros are cringe? They're
I
like,
don't know.
I think it's like as soon as you like make it halfway through high school, like your junior year. Like I think at that point you start to become jaded with media in general.
Yeah. I've kind of just accepted it as a part of YouTube. Like, I don't think it's really irked me as much as it seems to have irked you guys. Like, I understand why it would be annoying, but I think it's like, it's YouTube. Although, if I'm trying to look up a 1-minute video on where to find this TM, do not give me a 30-second intro. I appreciate your effort, and I appreciate that you've made a video for where to find every TM in this game, but please, just show me
I
where
don't
it
need
is.
your MLG
There are
intro.
some
I really don't.
YouTubers. There are some YouTubers who like will not make any content for years, and then when a new game comes out, they'll do a guide on where to find every TM, like every item, and then they'll
Bless
drop
those
off the
people.
face of the earth.
yep.
No, bless those people. Those people are saviors, especially before like things like Bulbapedia or Cerebi or Pokemon DB get updated. Because
They become extremely helpful. Yeah.
yeah, because the only way that you can find stuff is by asking for people, and I like that kind of first bit of Pokemon games when they first come out, and everyone's still like asking each other. It makes me feel like a little kid asking on the
think-
playground.
I think it's always scary because like when Sword and Shield came out, I was trying to finish my team, and I kept asking people like, where the hell do I buy like training items and stuff? And then someone said, oh, you don't have to. They just buffed like iron and HP up and stuff. I'm like, okay, where do I buy that? He's like, oh, you can only use BP. And then someone's like, actually, you can like buy it with money too. And no one knew where it was.
See, I think what we're getting at
random Pokemons.
Right. I think what we're getting at with the whole like early beginnings of a Pokemon gen being all humble and nice like this, right, is that it's very genuine. It's like people try to help each other is very like you could tell, right? If the person that's making this like where to find EV trading items guide is like, okay, today we're gonna be putting this item, we're gonna it's like, whoa, chill. It's like,
yeah.
Why can't this just be a normal conversation? You don't talk like this in real life, I guarantee it. So like, why do that on YouTube? It doesn't make sense.
Like on the topic of that, when a game first comes out, like I don't know, you guys know my stance of like genning and stuff. Like I don't personally gen. I very much enjoy the process of like getting a Pokemon. I find it very fun. But for like the first couple of days when no one's able to like gen or hack or anything, it's sort of like it feels very warm as a community because people are like, hey, can someone help me trade this? Or hey, does anyone have like this Pokemon? Like that? Like I'm like, oh, this is what they meant for the game to be.
Yeah, the connection between
we are
people.
Also.
Hey
We're
guys,
also
what's
starved
to
for
protect
intimacy. Where's the protect him? Dude, the most intimate thing you can do sometimes is ask someone to evolve your Gengar.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Really, like for real. Like
there's
anyone want to
that
help
actually...
me? It's like, yes, I got you.
You know,
Like, friend.
I know we don't talk about Zero anymore, but there's like a clip online when Sword and Shield first came out, and Shofu and Zero were both streaming, and Zero's like, hey, can you help me evolve my Haunter into a Gengar? And he's like, yeah. So they get online, and you know, Shofu trades him like this, like I think it was like a Nickit or something like really low tier, like a Route 1 Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then Zero trades him the Haunter, it evolves, and Shofu on stream just straight up disconnects and goes, thanks for the Gengar, loser.
Oh my god.
see, like,
and
by the way.
you know what? In the end, Zero ended up deserving it, which was kind of cool.
yeah, fuck that guy for sure. Which is, you know, kind of hysterical in hindsight. But like, I think that's a good example of like being zany, being wacky, being, you know, not a normal person for content. Which, see, that feels fine.
Like that feels like a Shofu thing.
Yeah, I mean,
that feels like he would
well,
actually do it,
right? Like it's not pushing the line too far. You know what I mean? It's not like. I think just what I'm getting at is like when you go out of the realm of like comfort, like if you're willingly being uncomfortable or if you're willingly being somebody that you're not, it makes the content cringe.
Yeah, like
Unless
when you
you're
can
really
tell
good at
someone's
putting on that
fake, it's
face.
bad.
Yeah, and like I think that's another just like thing that has what's the word? Fucking plagued the Pokemon community, especially on YouTube as of late.
I think that's just social media in general with every community. That's what it is. But with Pokemon, it's especially noticeable because like we meet these people at tournaments. Like we've interacted with these people. I don't know. Like it just feels like, I don't know. There are like some people where you can genuinely like watch their content. You're like, yeah, this is how the person is. Like when I watch like Envy, I'm like, yeah, I feel like if I were to meet this man in real life, it'd be just like that. But I think my favorite one is like the low energy Poketubers. Those are my favorite. You ever watch Blunder?
Yeah.
you ever watch him just hate the game?
Yeah.
I love that. Like that's the best.
See, I think of this in terms of like you guys, right? You Mr. YouTubers and call, right? Marcos and Murkiri. It's
What's
like
up?
I do talk to you outside of, you know, just content or just whatever you're uploading, right? I've met you in person, Marcos. I hang out with you and call Murkiri, and it's like I could tell when I go to watch the video, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's just you, right? It's just you being like, you're not forcing anything, right? You feel how you feel and you put it on the video. It'd be insane if like Marcos met me and the first thing I said was like my YouTube intro or something like that. Like that'd be insane. Like,
I don't know. I think the reason YouTube worked out for me is because I'm a shitter in real life, so it comes very naturally to just be a shitter on the internet.
Very true. Speaking of cringe YouTube intros, Welcome to the second episode of Route One Podcast. That was a
yeah,
bit of
we
an
didn't even
intro.
intro.
That was a bit of an
Nice
intro.
Perfect segment.
That was a bit of an intro. Welcome back to the second episode.
Yeah, welcome to the Extreme Speed Podcast, where the topic gets there before the intro does.
Yep.
Doesn't the Extreme Speed Podcast exist? Isn't that a thing?
I get, dude. If there's a move in Pokemon, someone
It's
has
a
used it to
podcast,
brand
right?
themselves.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Welcome back to the Water Pulse Podcast. Welcome back to the Swift Swim Podcast. It's like
Welcome.
an all like Olympic swimmer Pokemon podcast.
You know what someone told me?
Wait, I'd listen to
You know
that.
what someone told me before we started recording? They're like, "Yo, when's Route 2 podcast?" And I was like, "Bro, we recorded one episode. What do you want from me?"
Episode,
Wait.
episode
What
is
if-
Route 2.
Yeah, what if we just start naming it like that Route 2 podcast? You get like we like scratch out Route 1 and we write Route 2 over it because we already
Yeah,
you guys spent so long making the Route 1 like branding, like every episode just like scratch out over it in like MS Paint and write Route 2 on every bit of branding,
No.
including on the channel banner.
Who was it? The players. Oh my god, I cannot remember his name right now. The like never stop improving.
Oh, Ray Rizzo, yeah.
Oh my god, what was
Oh,
it?
Ray Rizzo,
Rizzo.
yeah.
It was Rizzo. It was
Stop
Rizzo.
at nothing.
Yeah, stop at nothing, like that. Where you just keep on adding on to the picture. Hold on.
Yeah, speaking of stopping at nothing, he's back on YouTube. He came back yesterday.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He was
I saw
so
him
happy.
streaming. That's insane.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
That made me happy.
Here's the thing. We can never forfeit the Route 1 name because otherwise we'll let those 3 random dudes in Ireland beat us on the Route 1 search
Oh,
bar.
yeah. The
Hey,
Route 1
hey.
football podcast.
If those 3 Irish dudes are here, shoutouts to you.
For sure.
Y'all have
3
good
Irish.
taste in
It
naming,
was funny
but it's ours now. I'm
when
sorry.
we were starting up the channel and stuff, right, and like getting all the names and like the channel all set up and ready, like right before we had uploaded the video, right, or the first episode of the podcast, I was looking up like for like search engine purposes, right, like okay, what happens when you search Route 1, and I was like, okay, this might be like a pretty good title for the podcast, very searchable, very very findable, right. When we had uploaded it initially, right, it took like about 3 days to get to the top of the search result because prior to that, for everyone that doesn't know, it was a 6 subscriber channel with 2 videos from 3 years ago, and their description of their channel is 3 Irish lads on a podcast talking about football. I was like,
shoutouts to
wow. We got some fierce competition to work with here, huh?
One day we're gonna pull up to a tournament. It's gonna be like, hey man, Route 1 podcast meetup. If we actually get enough viewership, people care enough to do that. We'll be like outside the venue, shaking hands, and then 3 middle-aged Irishmen roll up, soccer balls in hand.
Oh shit!
They're gonna be like, boy, you know who we are?
Fuck.
They're like, oh god.
4 uncoordinated Pokemon players get forced into a soccer match. Chaos ensues.
That sounds like the plot of like a regular show. That's a regular show plot.
No, a regular show plot would be we would end up in space towards the end of it, and then we'd play football.
Oh yeah.
Route 1 Podcast in space.
The Route 1 podcast is run by 3 eldritch beings who are just like gods of the world.
Yo.
So yeah, thank you all for the support.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Yeah, oh my
crazy.
god, we hit 100 subs, I think, before the first episode was up.
Literally.
And because of that, we were able to beat the 3 Irishmen.
Yes, thank you for letting us destroy those 3 Irishmen in YouTube combat.
Oh god.
And
Just
that
absolutely
whole,
destroyed.
that all of that support is the reason why my profile picture on today's episode is as insane as it is. Thank you for subscribing. Holy fuck, I didn't
Weekly challenge. Weekly challenge.
Weekly
Everyone also go sub to the other Route 1 podcast.
Oh, that'd be
Everyone
crazy.
also go sub
Gas
there.
them up. Yes.
Every time you sub, yeah, no, we
I'm
need
gonna
to
do it right
remind
now.
people every time someone subs to this at the beginning of each episode. What we're gonna do is every time someone subs to this channel, we're gonna remind them, hey, make sure you go sub to the other channel too, and we're gonna watch both the channels grow. And those 3 guys are gonna come back and be like, "What happened?"
What happened?
I just subbed to them right now.
Have you guys ever stumbled across a YouTube channel that you just like you're watching stuff and you're just listening? Maybe like for me it was music, right? I was listening to some like underground YouTube artists, and I look at their channel after I listened to a song and I was like, damn, that was a banger, right? And I look at their channel, and it's like 1,000 subs, like 500 views a video.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what How?
Yeah.
Like
Dude, one of the
It's
greatest
insane how
Smash YouTubers is this 2,000 sub Duck Hunt main that I found the other day trying to get advice for, my main. And I was like, wow, this guy's got great content. How many followers does he have? He has like 2,000. I forget his name. The name slips me, but I'll remember by next podcast. But oh my God, I found him. He was awesome. He just makes fighting game content in general. And I'm like, dang, this guy needs more viewers.
Yeah, dude, I love finding small little channels like that because YouTube is such a massive platform, and there's a bunch of people that are just as passionate, if not, more passionate than people that I see with, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And I just, I don't know what it is about smaller channels. It just feels like because they're smaller, they give themselves the leniency to not pander as much, so their content is a lot more original and more interesting. And that's what I really like about them.
Yeah.
It reaches a point of like growth. As soon as you hit like that threshold, I feel like I'm not quite there yet. I'm like about to get there if I get like a big boom versus BDSP or during BDSP. I feel like there's a certain point where you just are no longer considered a small channel, and it makes it a lot harder to feel like you have a community that is like tight knit, if that makes sense. Because I have like a community, right? But at some point, I feel like it stops being a community and becomes like, these are people who follow me. There is a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's you're just now escaping the what's the analogy? Like the small fish in a big pond. Like once that starts to not apply anymore, it's like oh boy, what's going on?
And it's always cool like finding a small creator and seeing them like grow out to be like
that's the
massive. Best. It's always good. I feel like
I was there.
It's like
that's how I felt watching you, Marcos.
That's how I felt watching Ludwig.
Oh Ludwig? Yeah, did you find him when he was smaller?
Like he was only starting out streaming when I first started watching him.
Because you came from Smash, right? That makes sense with your background.
Yeah, because he came from playing Melee. Yeah.
Oh wait, am I thinking of Ludwig or Ludwig, the Falco guy on YouTube?
No, Ludwig, the guy who does YouTube content, and he's a Twitch streamer, and he's big.
Subathon guy.
The guy who did the Subathon guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm wondering if they're the same guy, because I used to follow this Melee content creator. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna look it up.
No, they're not. They're not the same person. I think I know who you're talking about. Ludwig's. He's the Falco player from.
Yeah, Ludwig's. I'm thinking of Ludwig's.
No, it's not the same person.
Dude, I want that blow up for so many of like the artists that I listen to for like music and stuff, because I'm just like, dude, how you just said ain't no McDonald's on my block, but you get the Mac if you drive through. Dude, how are you not famous? I don't get this. Like, I popped off when I heard shit like that, and like,
yeah. Whatever you said, it was very brave and smart, and you are such a beautiful person.
You're valid, oomfie.
Who wants to talk that has good audio?
Oh, God.
Oomfie.
Oomfie.
I had to educate.
Dude, me and Bay Mutual are going to move in together and have our own little oomfie.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I told somebody, somebody was asking like, yo, what does oomfie mean right before we started recording this podcast? And I told them, and they like shook their world. They were like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. I'm like, it does. What do you mean? And it was just them trying to comprehend, like, I guess Zoomer speak is the only way to call that correctly, right? Like, right.
5, 4, 3, 2. That's how they start iCarly episodes.
I was actually just thinking about iCarly.
Do we all have the same brain rot? Because that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was purposely doing it that way.
I can't believe I was allowed to watch iCarly as a child, but I was not allowed to watch regular show because regular show was too inappropriate, but iCarly was fun, and that's a lie.
iCarly had kissing.
iCarly had so many boob jokes.
I feel
and so many just inappropriate jokes in general.
I feel very bad that you
But
weren't
in
allowed to
regular
watch
show,
it.
they said, how in the H are we going to fix this S, which is much worse. Much, much worse.
Yeah. They said hell once. It was really... No, they said pissed. Dude.
Oh, Benson's
Mordecai said pissed. Dude, I was terrified.
I found this video called Mordecai and Rigby Get High. And that is my favorite video on YouTube because it's like, Benson just yelling at them to do the work, and then Rigby's like, oh man, this work's stressing me out. And then, Mordecai's like, come on, bro, let's go smoke. And they both smoke and they're like, oh, and then Benson catches them. He's like, oh, are you guys smoking on the job? And he goes, oh man, you wouldn't get it, Benson. It helps with my anxiety. And he goes, give me some. And then he's like, oh, I made a THC sandwich. So he gives him an edible. And Benson's like, oh, this edible isn't hitting. And, he starts bugging out. And then it just ends with Muscle Man looking at the camera saying, you know who else is bugging off the edibles? And it just ends.
Why did you hit the most perfect Muscle Man? What the fuck? I wasn't prepared for that. What the fuck? Holy shit. I do feel bad for anybody that was like, oh, you can't watch this show because they say this word. Because I was the same way with like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy growing up. Unfortunately.
What word did they say? Snot?
They said stupid, and that will give you an idea of how sheltered I was as a kid.
Yeah, no,
wow.
My parents convinced me that stupid and shut up were the two most horrible words in the world and that they were the only curse words. So whenever my dad would watch like Pawn Stars, and I'd watch Pawn Stars with him, and they'd bleep out words because they swear on Pawn Stars. And so I'd try and think, how does stupid or shut up fit into that sentence? Like, I'm trying to puzzle it out in my brain because I had no idea there were other words.
You thought the bleep was stupid?
I feel like that was
I thought the bleep, I was like, whenever there was an insult that was bleeped out, I thought they were calling them stupid.
Oh, no.
Your
Like,
parents
seriously.
were playing, like, 4D chess with you. Because,
They
like, here's the
were.
thing. If other kids knew what swear words were, then they would say them all the time. But they told you
Yeah.
that they were two horrible words, and they're shut up and stupid. Because if you didn't say them, that's fine. You didn't say any swear words. But if you did say them, you still didn't say swear words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 180 kind of hard from the being in a box, not being able to say stupid or shut up or that kind of thing. Very much so. To a detriment, I think, because I was babysitting my cousins the other day, right? And the littlest one was like, Michael, you just said a bad word. And she's like, and I was like, what did I say? And she's like, the F word. And I was like, oh shit, my bad. And I was like, oh wait. Like verbatim, I said, oh shit, my bad.
I've only
I was
hung
like,
out
wait.
with you in person a couple of times, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it'd be like if we hung out for extended periods of times.
Yeah, basically.
You'd just be just like that.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone watching the video who is developing a parasocial relationship with AtrixMJ right now, you're completely right with how he is.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to what we were saying about the just be yourself on camera, right? That's the best kind of content. I literally just like we've turned we literally just paused the episode because my internet was going absurd, right? And I'm the same level of energy, I'm the same level of stupid, I'm the same level of me, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to say enough.
Speaking of parasocial relationships, I think I have one with Leon from Pokemon.
You tweeted that. What does that mean?
What?
I mean, like, he's Leon, dude.
Yo, bro, have you seen Leon in the new anime?
Look, he hot as fuck. I'm agreeing with you.
That's what
but,
caused this.
I don't think that's what
caused
Marcus
this,
is
man.
talking about.
Social.
I'm like, dang.
I just really like the contrast.
I'm like, he's literally me.
Whoa. I love this person.
Yeah, I love this
not
person.
real.
You're literally me.
Maybe I do know what you mean, Marcos. Because at my first ever tournament, right before COVID hit, so this was like February 2020. It was the spot, our local tournament place, right? The game shop.
Yeah.
We break for Top Cut. I had made Top Cut. Me and another Top Cut member go to get food, right? And we're walking around. We break off from the group to go back early because we have Top Cut to go to. And we just got fucking lost. We just did not know the direction back. We literally had an IRL Leon moment.
Yeah, you're like, dang, he's just like me.
Maybe I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
I really love the fact that I will never forget that Wolfe dressed up as Leon for a regional when Sword and Shield regionals were still in person, and then he tweeted it. It's like, let's have a champion time or something, whatever was the caption. And his reply, like a few minutes later, was, I just realized everyone had to beat Leon to be at this tournament.
Bad cosplay.
I think my favorite interaction, I forget who it was, but it's like, why don't I get to wear like a champion cape? And someone's like, because champions have to win or something. I forget who. I forget what the entire interaction was. It wasn't like Wolfe interacting with someone else. It was someone else who like didn't win a tournament. I forget. Someone like threw shade at someone else on Twitter, and it was like really clever. You ever have like those memories where you're like, wow, this was really funny. I wish I could remember why it was funny and what exactly happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring up a story of a Wolfe experience.
Whoa.
My first time meeting Wolfe Glick.
Whoa,
Was-
you met him? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was at Melbourne Regionals. And because he was coming over to Australia after he'd finished college or something. I don't know what was up with that. But he came to Australia for Melbourne Regionals, right? About a month prior to this, there was an international challenge, like one of those online tournaments for like Sun and Moon, or like it was 2018. And I had matched up with him on that online, like the ladder tournament, and played him and beat him with my Mega Beedrill team.
Yo.
So this is me when I'm like 17. I walk up to him and I'm like, yo, what's up? What's my first thought? I walk up to him, say hi, and
Did you
say,
tell him that you beat him?
I beat you with Mega Beedrill.
Oh my god. That is the single worst thing you can say to anyone you play Pokemon with. If they haven't met you before, you do not immediately tell them, hey, I beat you once.
I remember I walked up to him and I'm like, hey, you remember facing a Mega Beedrill in the online tournament? And he's like, yeah, I remember. I ended up losing. It was my last game. And I'm like, yep, that was me.
This is a message that goes out to all younger Pokemon players at the moment, right? Especially competitive Pokemon
Don't
players.
do this.
Do not be cringe because it will haunt you in the future.
Dude,
yeah.
I want to know if he still remembers that.
You know what? What's funny is I met Wolfe at the 2018 Dallas Regionals. And he definitely didn't know who I was. Like, we've talked in Twitter DMs before, so pretty sure he knows who I am now. But back then, I just kind of walked up to him. He was sitting there eating his banana, and I was like, hey, can I get a picture? And
The
he goes,
banana.
Yeah. And you know, I just get a picture, shake his hand, go away. I think I still have the picture on my phone somewhere. And then I fanboy really, really hard when I see Giovanni Costa. That's the
that
one
guy.
that got me. That's the one that got me. I was like, oh, it's the one Gio. I need to get a
Gio is
picture of
so
this
cool.
man. And he like picks up this like Eevee plushie, takes a picture with me, and I'm like, this is my favorite picture. And yeah, that was essentially like the peak of my 2018 Dallas experience. And that was like the first regional I actually ever went to, was the 2018 Dallas regionals. So that was exciting. I was like, oh my god, it's the Twitter people.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got 2-0'd by Gio once at a local because he's a SoCal player. And then, like, I walked away, and afterwards, like, someone went up and was like, hey, how'd your game go? And he was like, I won, but it was, like, really close. Like, I was scared the whole time, and I was like, I made him scared.
That's the best
I don't
feeling.
know why I
best-
felt so accomplished. Like,
No,
yes.
that's the best feeling, finding out that people that you know on the internet are real people with real emotions.
Oh my god. The first time I went to a Worlds to spectate,
I still haven't even been to one.
Oh no, no. It was the second. I went once to Nashville, and then I did Anaheim, or it was the other way around. I don't remember which one was first. But anyway, at the Anaheim regional, I was sitting there like watching the main stage, and Sajin was behind me, and I wanted so bad to like say hi or hello or I really like your content or something, and I said nothing. And then the next day, Wolfe and all of his friends are sitting in front of me. And I wanted to do the same thing, but I didn't say anything. Like,
Right.
the whole weekend I was panicking, like, I should have said something, but it was... People are scary.
Bro, the same thing happened to me at the OCIC in 2020, like the one at the start of like Sword and Shield. James Beck and like Brady Smith, I'm fairly sure Aaron Zhang was there as well, and a bunch of other people. I'm fairly sure Ashton
Like
was
all
there
the
as
East
well.
Coast players.
Ashton was there as well. And I'd been like watching their shit for so long, and I like know about them from like Twitter and stuff, and I'd interacted with them before. But like I saw them like out the front of like the main area because it was like a big convention center, and that's where all the stuff was happening. And then there was like a door that goes into the foyer. And they were standing there, and the entire time I wanted to go over and say hi. And it was the worst feeling.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how, like, celebrity status works. Like, whenever I think about the times I've been to, like, worried or scared to walk up to somebody and talk to them, I think, how would they feel if they knew that people were scared to talk to them? Like, what does that even feel like?
I mean, I had one person
I feel like it'd be strange.
who, like, apparently, it was at, where was it? It was probably at, like, a Chicago local. No, it wasn't. It was the local down by the school I go to. We had one local here last year, and I was so excited. And there was one person, I forget their name, but they were like, I was really scared to come and talk to you, but I watch your YouTube channel. And I was like, it's really weird. Like, it's straight up strange having people, like, scared to approach you. That's about it. You just, at least for me, you just feel like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
I am
why?
just standing here. Why are you
like,
afraid?
I'm literally just sitting here wondering what I'm going to have for lunch. Like, go ahead and talk to me.
That is true. I've never thought about, like, what aura I radiate for other people that want to come talk.
I think when I met you, I had no idea what you looked like. I just knew your name was Michael. Yeah. And I think the first, what was funny is, like, this was at Collinsville. It was at Collinsville Regionals. I met you in person for the first time. Mm-hmm. What happened is I would sit down and I would just, like, chill out between rounds, and I was waiting to meet you in particular because you're like, yeah, let's talk, right? Mm-hmm. And what would happen is people would walk up to me and just, like, talk to me, like, casually, like they knew who I was, like, but I didn't know who they were.
Oh, did you think they were all me?
Just every time someone did that, I was like, this is Michael.
Oh, no.
It happened 6 times. Someone just walk up to me like, hey, man, how you doing? And I'm like, oh, doing pretty good. They're like, oh, how'd your last round go? I'm like, it went all right. Because I think I ended up going, like, XN3 at Collinsville. Yeah. But I was just, like, talking about, like, my tournament. I figured they were all you. But no, the one who ended up being you was the last one.
That's really funny.
It was the last one. I was like, oh, there he is.
I came up to you after the tournament was over, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just random people. I was like, this is Michael.
That's crazy to think about. Because
if someone were to turn to me and be like, hey, who's your friend? I'd be like, this is Michael. And they'd be like, no, I'm not.
You're basically the only person that I even, like, I don't want to say confronted, but, like, went up to talk to, right? That whole tournament, I kind of got shocked.
Because we were, like, mutuals for, like, a year and a half prior.
Yeah. Now, the craziest thing at that same tournament, right, prior to me meeting you, the guy who had built my team, Lukamir, I don't remember Justin, I think is his actual name, but basically the guy that made the winning team of that tournament, comes up to me and points and he goes, are you Atrix? I was like, whoa. I'm not, whoa. Yes. That's a crazy feeling. Like,
the internet is just a big circle of people knowing each other, but not knowing the people that they want to get to know.
That might be the most, like, parasocial shit that I've ever felt. Because it's like, I've talked to you maybe one time in DMs ever, and then it's like, oh, now you know, like, me and my name, and we're talking in person. I'm like, this is cool. Also strange, but I'm still cool with it, Like,
yeah. Oh, man. I think it's weird. This feels like a very strange episode. Not because it's like we're not talking about Pokemon, but we're talking about, like, one layer deeper. We're talking about, like, the interactions you have with people in the community prior to really knowing them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I feel like that's the thing for any video game kind of community, or any community in general, when you, like, kind of know people from online, but then getting to meet them and talk to them in person, you don't exactly know what the rules are.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I finally meet Brady here, I can guarantee you the first thing I'm going to do is take off my shirt and begin to shadow box, waiting for him to approach.
What the fuck?
What?
That's
I'm imagining, like, he's just walking down the street, and then he looks around the corner and then sees you, like, a block away. You make eye contact. You rip off your shirt and you just start shadowboxing across the street.
And Brady's gonna be like, oh, I guess that's him. I'm not even gonna say what's gonna happen next. You don't know. Maybe I'll take you out to lunch. Maybe I'll start fighting you. I'm not gonna spoil that. You're gonna have to approach the shirtless Mexican shadow boxing on the corner of a street in Melbourne.
I You just walk around the corner, it's Murkers. Oh,
Just
God.
there.
What do you mean you're not American?
You bump into me before you actually see me, and I'm like, you've stepped into my range.
I think it is important to talk about, like, the type of stuff that we are talking about right now, though, you know, right? Like, I feel like it's the type of thing that's not talked about enough. Like, how people just in person
weird.
reflect upon the whole scene as a whole, rather than just being exclusively online, like how we kind of have been recently. Like,
yeah. So here's my take on it, because I've been on every side of it at this point. Talk to people.
Yes.
Don't be weird. And it feels like very basic instructions, and I know there's more nuance to it, but don't be weird when you approach them. If you're a fan of them, let them know that you're a fan. But also don't beat around the bush. Like, hey, and like leave it at that. Don't just be like, hey. Like follow up with that. Be like, hey, I watch your stuff. Nice to meet you.
have
say
a
your
conversation, right? Like we're not
Yeah.
like on. We're not making content here, you know. We're not doing YouTube stuff. It's why I did all that crazy shit at the beginning of the episode, right? It's like, if you want to talk to people that are creators and stuff, just fucking talk to them like they're people, because they are people. Shocking, like, shocking concept. I know, but like, come on.
I feel like that's like the root of the problem, because these people have like, because like they're just like content creators that are decently popular, or like they're Twitter people and they are popular on Twitter. It's like they have this like thing about them where it's like, oh, you have mild internet fame,
niche internet micro celebrity.
Yeah,
exactly, literally
that. And like it's because of that, and it's like, oh man, they have like this, oh yeah, I look up to this person sort of thing. So it's like odd, and it's like, it's really awkward when they try to do it, because it's like, oh, I don't want to.
You really got to hang up the parasocial relationship before you go to talk to people that you don't know. Yeah.
See, but for me, it's like I know I have like a following and people know who I am, and that's like where my weird to approach energy comes from. But I also am not phenomenal at this game. I'm just good enough to have like a channel.
Yeah.
So for me, where I get nervous approaching people is when I know someone's better at the game than me, because I don't know if they're going to be like, because the community reacts to like content creators in different ways. There are certain content creators where you're like, yeah, they're bad at the game, or the community at least collectively is like, yeah, they're bad at the game, and like the higher tier players like generally feel like they can like talk crap about them. And then there's like people in the community who are really, really like good at the game and make content, and then they have some respect from like the higher tier players. And then there's like people where it's like me, where I'm just like, I don't claim to be good at the game, so I feel like the like top tier players like are cool with me because I like never claim to be that good.
Yeah.
So I guess the point where I found out that no one really cares in real life it was at Collinsville. I saw Brady Smith and I was like, oh, that's Brady Smith. This guy's cool. He's good at the game. He wore sunglasses. He wore clout goggles to a tournament once. Like that was, I was like, I want to talk to this guy. And before I can even approach him, he turns around and he goes, hey, it's Moxie Boosted. And then I lose 5 months off my lifespan because he called me that. But I was like, oh, it's okay. He's excited to talk to me too. And then, then it went away. Most people are perfectly fine talking to other people. You don't have to like feel weird. Like most of the time it's just on your end, if not on both people's ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, at the end of the day, everybody's like, most the fucking celebrities, micro internet celebrity, they're all people.
Micro celebrity.
Yeah, that one. They're all people. They will talk to you if you're not weird about it.
Yeah.
It's like
no one in the Pokemon community is big enough where you actually need to be scared to talk to them.
Like I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm surprised that that Wolfe even continued talking to me after I said, "Hey, I beat you with Beedrill," because we kept talking afterwards and we're talking about stuff. But like,
just imagine if like I started doing that, I would walk up to complete strangers who don't like, maybe they know who I am, maybe they don't, and I'd be like, "Hey, I beat you with Mega Camerupt once," and they would have to dig deep in their memory thinking about if they lost to Mega Camerupt, and they would also have to wonder, how the hell does this guy know who I am?
Yeah.
That is what it feels like.
I feel like a lot of people, like some higher ranking players can be a little bit nerve-wracking to approach because like some of them are very, very proud of themselves. Not necessarily full of themselves, but you can tell that they're confident in what they're doing. So, like, I have seen them before be like, yeah, I just wrecked that guy. It was so easy. And I'm like, I don't want to be the guy who got wrecked. I'm scared now, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's part of the reason. Like, some content creators are also just very that kind of way. I'm not saying that you Marcos definitely are not, and you Murkiri are definitely not.
Dude, I suck at this game.
Likewise.
You have the humility. I was just talking about this in another VC. You have the humility to say, yeah, I'm not that great, and it's not going to bug me, and I'm not going to be, all sad and grumpy and angry about it. I accept it. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people who,
approach.
You're right, they're a bit too proud. And I think that might come from, like, the competitive drive that they have and maybe
it's a competitive
the
game.
previous results. There are multiple times where it's happened with, like, 2 or 3 people who I'm not going to name, obviously, because it's, like, I don't know if they'd be embarrassed about it. But, like, at locals or at, like, regional events, probably not regionals, but it's happened more at locals, where I'll be, like, their second or third opponent of the day, or I might even be, like, just their second opponent, right? So they might have won the first match, they might have lost the first match. I'll, like, beat them, and then I'll hear them say, like, yeah, I'm dropping. And I'm like, dang, they could have still kept going. And I'm like, I wonder if
I always feel bad when someone does that, dude.
Yeah. I'm like,
when after the
dang.
match they drop, I'm like, no, please.
I'm like, you could have kept going.
It was game 3 at the SoCal local, someone I was battling. I went to game 3, and, like, game 3 was kind of either or, like, it could have gone either way. And then, like, I got them in kind of a pin. There was still a way for them to get out of it. And then they just forfeit and got up. And I'm like, what? Why'd you forfeit? It was like, I thought you had to play. He's like, nah, I don't really feel like
dealt
it.
mental damage.
I mean, sometimes I get it, like, if you don't feel like playing anymore. But I, like, feel bad. Like, was I playing stally? Were you just getting annoyed? Like, was I annoying you? Now I feel weird about it. I'm not, I don't think that they think that way, but now I'm, like, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I haven't reached that point of being good enough at the game where I feel like I have to drop a whole tournament because I'm not going to win. For me, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I enjoy playing the game in person too much to ever drop a tournament. Even if I'm going like X and 5, I'm going to keep playing because me and my buddies are there,
Yeah, that makes perfect
exactly,
sense.
yeah. I'm playing for the experience, both being with friends and just practice. Like, this is free, not free, really, but it's best of threes. I'm, here. I've already signed up. I've already paid the fee. Why would I just, quote unquote, waste my money? Just keep playing, finish it out. I may be tired, but at least I'm getting some more experience. I'm learning more about the meta. I'm meeting people. It's for people.
Pokemon tournaments have always been more of a social experience for me.
Yeah, me too.
The table talk at IRL events, awesome. I love IRL events solely because of the table talk.
Yeah, I mean, table talk's phenomenal. I watched Michael lose to our buddy Sebastian in just the most perfect way. What exactly happened again? I want you to remind me. I forgot how it happened. It was really bad.
I brought this up in the last episode as well, but this is the conclusion to the story almost, right? So it goes to game 3, right? So a longer set usually than normal. And each single game that we've been playing had gone, like, pretty long, right? Like, in the first 2, I think it comes up to the 3 minutes left remaining in the game, like that kind of thing, right? But those were the conclusions to the first 2 games, right? The third game does end up going 2 times, full timer, right? I have a +5 Dynamax Moltres that just ended Dynamax, right? Max speed, like, boosted out of its mind. All I have to do is hit 1 move, I win the game, right? My opponent, Sebastian, has an Urshifu, right? That they had just protected as well. So the timer comes up, 60 more seconds, whatever happens, right? He's out of in-game time. So if the game goes to timer, I will win the game, right? So he mashes, right? I have to click my move before my time runs out, just because, like, that's how much time is left in the game. And it's just, cards are on the table. Let's see what happens, right? Roll the dice. If he hits a protect, he takes no damage. It's a 1 versus 1, Moltres versus Urshifu. It's a 1 versus 1. He just protected. He has to double protect to prevent the damage that will kill him on literally the last possible turn of the game. right?
Yeah.
Double protect versus me just mashing any button and I win, right? He hits the double protect. He literally, like, jumped out of his chair, popped off. Let's go! Dude, the whole crowd, like, nothing can beat this experience online at all. And I think that's what Marcos is getting at here. The whole venue was crowded around us. Marcos, you just literally came by and sat next to me. And he was like, what's going on?
No. I sat down next to you and I said, I'm going to let him hit this double protect. Like as though I could grant it to him. As though I could grant it to him.
You did.
And then he hit it.
Because even the TO came up to us and he's like, damn, what's taking so long? And I was like, this is literally the last turn of the game. Like, it can't not be the last turn of the game. Someone's losing on this turn. It's either me or him, and I have a 70% chance to. Yeah.
He literally wins off percentage.
Yeah.
A similar kind of thing happened at the SoCal local, the potluck, and I think it was like maybe round 4 or 5, you know, everyone's just kind of walking around. We're like, wow, these two people have been playing for a long time. It was someone I knew, too, was one of the people who was playing. And so we go over, we're like checking it out, you know, it looks like they're kind of like end gaming, trying to find some kind of way. You know, it's a slow end game. It's only your supports are left, you're kind of just wiggling around. And so we hear, you know, oh, it's going to timer. I'm like, okay, nice. I wonder what's going to happen. It goes to timer, you know, they still both have Pokemon out on the field, right? It's a 1v1. So when it's a 1v1, it goes down to who has the most HP. They had the same HP stat.
Did they draw?
They drew. They went to a game 4 sudden
That's
death.
crazy.
I think they just led Pokemon. Whoever got a kill first wins. It was the most like, I was like, what?
I would love to be in that crowd because that sounds like amazing.
Oh yeah.
Sudden death.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like,
I think my favorite thing about real life tournaments, beyond like those two events happening in person, is you know who's showing up to the tournament because they're like your locals, right?
Yeah.
And you can prep for certain people. And my favorite experience doing this is Trevor Rosberg, HPC VGC. All of 2018, he was just running Chansey stall. And it was so frustrating to the point where I built this like Honchkrow team, right? And it was a well-built Honchkrow team. It was the only time I've ever been able to use that thing effectively.
Is that the 2018 one? With
yeah.
With Mega Man Atrix, yeah.
Yeah, so I had Parasong in the Honchkrow and I had Toxic on the Milotic because the Chansey teams that were running around that he had built were like you would either skill swap Soundproof off of Mime Jr. onto Chansey, or you would skill swap Magic Bounce off of Mega Sableye onto the Chansey. So you could either prevent Toxic or Parasong as a win condition for your opponent, but not both. So I brought both. And I just let him know at the beginning of the tournament. He's like, hey, Trevor, here's my sheet. I have both. And he goes, cool, if I face you, I'm forfeiting.
it's just like...
And I'm like, yeah, that was just fun.
Pokemon's such like a social game, and that's just not talked about nearly enough. And I get that because it's COVID times and kind of can't be in person very often. But like when it is, dude, oh my God. The table talk, the community, just the general atmosphere is so undervalued, I think, man. Like...
Yeah.
I've been so tempted to run the Moxie's apartment invitational, where I personally invite like 7 of my friends from the community from all over the world and be like, yeah, just hang out at my apartment for a weekend. We're going to record a tournament and stream it.
Hell yeah.
That would honestly be hype. I don't know how big your apartment is, though.
Oh, it is not nearly big enough for 8 people. They're going to have to sleep somewhere else.
It'd be the Smash Summit, but of Pokemon.
Smash.
Pretty
oh
much.
My God, yeah.
Moxie Boosted Pokemon Summit.
It's always going to be called the Moxie Boosted's Apartment Invitational.
Yeah.
If you win the tournament, you get to sleep on the floor of my living room.
Like, shout out to
gaming. Locals are great. It will never beat the experience of 2 people leading AV Yveltal and Tapu Fini at the same time, and then just pressing Snarl and Icy Wind for about 3 turns until we get tired of it.
Regieleki is the reason. That's the reason Regieleki exists now. They're like, hey,
Yep,
you remember
honestly.
2019? That sucked. Let's bring this thing in.
Shout out to Grassroots and just like local tournaments and small run stuff, because that stuff's just like, I can't believe that's not talked about nearly as much as like bigger tournaments. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you are listening and you're a TO, I love you.
Same.
Like, I don't know who you are.
Big heart.
If you're listening and you're a
TOs.
TO
You guys
and you're
are amazing.
driving, just at the next red light, give yourself a pat in the back with both hands.
True, very true.
Like just shout out to you guys. And if you're not driving, do it right now. Just freaking
Good for
That's
you.
awesome.
Like, dude, it boggles my mind how people can be so cringe online and just like
Yeah.
I read my own posts.
At women haters, at like just homophobes in the scene that are just like destroying the scene online through like Twitter or forums or just wherever the hell.
Michael, no, we're losing the 5% of our audience that thought we were cool with that.
No, go the fuck away, you freaks. Go the fuck away, you weirdos. I'll punch you in the mouth if you're homophobic. If you're like, get out of here. I'm swinging on all of you
in
freaks.
the mouth if you're homophobic.
I'll beat the dog shit out of you. Anyway, what I'm getting at though is like to be cringe like online, it can reflect on you in person too, because eventually this whole Pokemon scene, this whole like, because I feel like a newcomer to the scene as well, despite me like being here for like a year, right? Because I've not been to many in-person tournaments because COVID hit, right?
Because the scene failed to exist for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So once the scene comes back, right? Like once tournaments start to, get hype again, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that nobody's getting talked to at tournaments because it's the best fucking part. Like,
yes.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. If you are not able to socialize at a Pokemon tournament because of something that you said online, oh my god, you ruined it for yourself. Yeah. Like that's the best part.
You're ruining this tournament for other people because you're there already, which is beyond cringe. And two, you're ruining it for yourself. Like, come on. I don't care about you if you're homophobic. I'm gonna keep that a buck. But like, come on, you do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of strange people that I've been looking at this week. Is all. That's why it's on my mind.
Dude, I mean, we gotta get off of Twitter at some point. We gotta. I don't know. There was a lot of talk a couple of years ago saying like we need to get the whole community off of Twitter and back onto a centralized forum. Yeah. But the issue is Twitter being unmoderated is just the place most people prefer to be.
Yeah, I do kind of like that. I think it's like a double-edged sword, right? Like it's good to be unmoderated and have just it be like free, like, very simple platform to use, right? Like it's a bigger social media. It's probably smarter for us to be there because our scene's kind of small, right? But then since it is so open, since it is so free, since it is so unmoderated, then you do get these shitheads coming in, right? I feel like it's almost good for the scene for them to expose themselves. It's just not good for the scene for them to exist in general. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, good, yes, out yourself so we can ban you from all tournaments. Great.
Yeah,
but
positives of Twitter,
you still exist.
Self-moderated, so everyone gets to chill. Negatives of Twitter, you can look at Atrix's likes.
Hey, I don't know about that. Listen, my likes are clean. My Twitter, the timeline might not be clean, but the likes is clean. All right, I can confirm that.
Brady saw the Zoom.
Don't bring it up.
I saw it.
Don't bring it up.
He saw the timeline.
Zoom it into the eye.
He saw the timeline. That's all. It was just the timeline.
I saw the timeline.
I promise.
Yeah, I'm studying the eyes of this R34 image.
Of course.
Look,
though.
I'll quote a great Twitter account right now. Hideki Nagamura, CEO of Funky Fresh Beats. Twitter is not for happy people. I think that's what he said. And
I'm going to quote an even better Twitter account. This is the Twitter account of a certain Wario, and on September 10th, 2021, he said, "Twitter stinks. I'm leaving."
Wait,
that's crazy.
That happened today. If you didn't know, that happened today.
It's such
Did
a
he
good...
leave?
Yeah, he took over the Nintendo Twitter for about 2 hours and then ended it with a voice message saying, "Twitter stinks. I'm leaving." So we now have the Wario voice actor saying Twitter stinks.
Nice.
That's so good.
It's such a good platform for connecting to other people. I can't deny that, right? Like,
yeah.
The craziest shit I ever heard was people saying like Twitter not a social media, this shit a dating app. I was like, whoa, you people are crazy. I don't know about that, but like,
dude, if you call Twitter a dating app, you are not welcome in the Pokemon community, low key. Like,
yes,
like
if agreed with that.
If every person you interact with is considered like is your equivalent to a match on Tinder, we're gonna have some issues.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that's a different topic entirely. The like, oh, girl, talk to me. They must be into me. Ooga booga booga. No, you freak, get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I am blessed every day of my life that I have never had a guy come up to me at a tournament and say, "Hey, are you here with your boyfriend?" or something like that.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
Like at Smash tournaments?
The fact that happens to people drives me
Smash
crazy.
tournaments.
I feel so bad for them. Yeah,
no one
Smash
goes to a
tournaments.
Pokemon or Smash tournament to meet people. At least not that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
no,
if you do,
it's
you're doing it
strange.
wrong. Like, it's so much of like a.
Let's get into the dating advice section of this podcast.
Dating advice? I don't know if I've got any.
Dating
of that.
advice section. Don't
Alright,
walk up to
everyone-
random people.
Everyone give one piece of
That's
dating
no,
advice,
no.
and then the dating advice ends.
No, this is the name of the podcast now. This whole episode topic has been don't just walk up to people.
Yeah, honestly, like
Don't be
Don't just
strange.
walk
I've been
up to
preaching
people
basically-
unless you're just gonna walk up and say hi.
Yeah, in every topic
Yeah.
that we've kind of talked about recently, I've just been thinking the same thing, right? It's just don't be cringe. It's so simple.
Don't be cringe.
Like if you don't know how to not be cringe, I'm sorry, but like you gotta work on that, bro.
Define cringe.
Define cringe, I say, with my persona avatar.
Hey,
My anime
hey,
profile picture.
I had a Persona avatar. Be quiet.
Did you play Persona?
Yes.
Okay, then that means you're fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Listen, there's
Persona fans don't play
there is
Persona, right?
there is like 3 sections of like Persona avatars, and it determines if you're fine, right? If you played Persona, have a Persona avatar, you're fine. If you haven't played Persona and don't have a Persona avatar, like me, you're fine. If you haven't played Persona and have a Persona avatar, I'm blocking you. I don't trust you.
No, listen, I
Anime
watched the
profile
Persona
picture.
anime, but I don't have an anime profile picture.
There's an anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, Persona 5 anime from what I've heard is bad, but I watched the Persona 4 anime and it was very good.
I don't trust anyone who watches Sword Art Online.
I watched it as a wee little middle schooler, and then I got to season 2 and I stopped.
I have a friend, who I talk to very frequently, but he has a thing where he likes Sword Art Online, but he understands that it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's
no,
Pokemon.
that's
He
that's
like
Pokemon.
he watches it and consumes it knowing that it's bad because
Yeah.
he still enjoys it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to enjoy bad things, you know? Like
Yeah.
how you watch. Have you ever sat down and watched a bad horror movie?
Oh
That-
yeah.
Oh
that shit's
yeah.
fun.
You ever seen Terrifier?
I have
Shit,
not.
like
Oh, Terrifier is on Netflix. It is very gruesome, very gory, and it's meant to be like very cheesy and bad. So it's in the spirit
Oh, yes.
of being
It-
cheesy
it
and
knows
bad, but
it's
it's
being
like
bad.
yeah, it knows it's being bad, but it does bad so good.
shit like The Room,
I
Tommy Wiseau movies.
Well, no, because The Room it was an accident, and that made it magical. It was so bad it was magical. This is so bad it's good. The Room was so bad it's magical.
I see.
is there a difference?
What was the room about?
Actually,
I saw
you know what? I
trailers
think
for it.
that's the title of this episode. So bad it's magical.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Room. I'm gonna explain the plot of The Room to Ash right now. By the way, you should definitely watch it. In fact, I'm gonna fly down to the next SoCal local, and I'm gonna bring Michael, and we'll swing by Australia for a couple of minutes and get Brady, and we're all gonna watch The Room. It'll only
down.
take a
Hell
few
yeah.
minutes to get
I'm
you.
there.
But
Hell yeah.
the plot of The Room, Johnny, literally the most perfect man on earth. He is the perfect person. He is a philanthropist. He is a banker. He helps out a orphan child and adopts him, even though the orphan child looks like he's like 28 and his actor was like almost 30. You know, he's just phenomenal. And he is in love with this girl named Lisa. Now, Lisa, she is an awful temptress. And,
Oh God.
you know, she's like, you know, I love Johnny, but I don't want to be with him for the rest of my life. Like, she's very much like a two-dimensional evil character. So what she does is she sleeps with Johnny's best friend, Mark. Now, Mark is like, we can't keep doing this. And then Lisa goes, yes, we can. And then they do it again. So they like do it like 3 times in the movie. And just want to point this out. There are 3 sex scenes within the first 20 minutes in the movie. And they're all
How?
bad. Yeah,
What?
yeah, exactly.
How?
Exactly. Well, yeah. So basically, it's just her sleeping around with Mark and trying to get away with it while Johnny's life falls apart. And then at the end, Johnny was like, "I can't handle this world," and he just like ends it for himself. And that's the movie. And then what happens is they run in, and trust me, by telling you this, I'm not ruining anything for you because you just have to watch it yourself. Mark, Johnny, and Denny, I haven't introduced Denny. Denny's the 28-year-old playing a 17-year-old. They run in and see Johnny's lifeless body on the ground, and they both turn to Lisa after all having a part in this awful thing that happened. They go, "You did this."
Oh my god.
And then the movie ends.
That's so cringe.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so after you watch the movie, watch The Disaster Artist, because it's another phenomenal movie where James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau as he makes The Room.
Also, it's like the story of making The Room.
Yeah, and both of these movies are phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
I'll
give it a watch.
Like these are the types of
wanna know
cringe I
some
like
good
to
movie?
laugh at, because it's like
Yeah,
it doesn't.
yeah.
It's not really.
It's so
it's not
bad,
really
it's good.
hurting anybody. It's widely.
Oh, yeah.
You know, haha, point and laugh at
Well,
funny.
Tommy
movie.
Wiseau has accepted that his movie's bad. Like, he'll go to showings. Like, he didn't mean for it to be bad, but he'll go to showings and accept that it's bad and have fun with everyone. There's so many inside jokes for this movie.
On God.
Am I the only one who's
Oh,
seen
wow.
this?
No, I've seen The Room
haven't
as well.
watched it.
I've seen The Room as well. But that's
I've
actually
seen it in memes.
that's literally the best way to go about things. If you are cringe,
Yeah.
acknowledge it. Like,
So
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
movie, they
Back to the
like
humility.
play football, but they don't really play football. They play catch with the football, just very awkwardly, like 5-6 times during the movie. They do it in suits at one point. Like, it's so fake. Like, it's so like not natural. And because of that, football is just a joke now. So he'll play football with people outside the theater.
Nice.
Nice.
I did a whole like report on Tommy Wiseau for one of my like communications classes.
Did you
Like,
do this?
I know so much about this man.
So
Did you know he used to import? He made his fortune importing Korean jackets and selling them like drop shipping.
Yo.
What?
Yeah.
I love weird fun facts about people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like just random thing. My sister is obsessed with like Minecraft YouTubers and stuff, and
Oh,
she'll
yeah.
come up to me and like mention, like, "Hey, you know this guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard about them." Here's just like really weird thing. This guy's got a collection of guns, or this guy used to be a preschool teacher. This guy used to do this. I'm like, how? What?
How do you know?
Like, I
All right.
know all these things about random people now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like random fun facts about YouTubers are fun. Here's a random fun
Yeah.
fact for Moxie Boosted fans.
Yo.
Get your notepads down. So when I was little, my mom, like, you know, she would like cut the cheese once in a while. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Ew, Mom, you farted." And she's like, "Girls don't fart." And obviously I knew she was BSing me, right?
Yeah.
But now it's just an inside joke with some of my buddies that I'm a fart truther. And that's that girls don't actually fart.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I'm a fart truther. Girls don't fart.
It's true. I can confirm.
it's
It's deep fart propaganda.
yeah. It's just like how gods don't have.
Are
buttholes.
you in the pocket of big fart?
Are you in the pocket of big fart?
No, I get it entirely. It's the same concept as gods not having
Big beans
buttholes.
want you to think that everyone farts.
Gods don't have buttholes. Girls don't fart. Everything. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That big YouTuber
Australians
you like.
aren't real.
Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
At Australian, that's not true.
Brady's feet are closer to us than his head right now.
Like,
God.
yeah, no,
Multiple
that
conspiracy
YouTuber
theories.
that you're about to go up and meet at this local tournament, you're right. He doesn't have a butthole. He doesn't fart. He's perfect. He's everything you want to be. You want to idolize. You're blah 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 blah. You fucking weirdo. Like, I don't know. You're going up to somebody.
Zooming again.
He's zooming.
It's okay.
Atrix's audio is going warp speed for us right now. We hope whatever he said was hilarious.
Well, no, I can kind of make out what he's saying.
Something about a YouTuber being everything you've ever wanted. I can only assume it's me.
Yeah. There you go.
Are you professing your love?
Yo, Marcos, you looking kind of nice.
You were talking
today,
about
bro.
Brady, weren't you?
Marcos, you looking kind of sheesh today, bro.
Confession?
Hold on.
He's still going warp speed.
Really?
I'm now building
Yeah.
my own narrative about what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's talking about Brady.
Wait, so I'm basically in my like own Discord call right
What's
now
up?
at the moment, huh? Hey, what's up, podcast listeners? How you guys doing?
Buzzing
What's
me up
poppin'?
in a
How
minute.
you guys doing? What's your day going like today? They can't hear me.
This is such a phenomenal episode. We
I've
had
been
our
doing good.
highs. We've had our lows. We've had our warp speeds.
Oh my god. Like I've had like
You're-
I think we
Say
should
something, Atrix.
We should pause just see until Atrix is able to fix his shit.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're still zooming.
Hello? Am I
Oh.
still zooming right now?
Hello?
Oh, he's back.
Hello?
He's back?
I don't like zooming.
Okay, so we're gonna cut out that whole section, right?
Yeah,
no,
we'll probably
we need to hear zooming.
we'll probably cut
Okay,
a
so we'll-
portion
we'll-
of that out. Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll pick up back at fart truthers.
all
no,
good.
you're fine.
Okay, so where were we? All right. So do you? Do you?
Yeah. Girl in call, do you fart?
Of course not.
Yeah. See?
Of course
It
not.
just makes sense.
Oh.
Wow. You heard
Yeah.
it right there from the mouth
The
of a person
Whammon.
from a wham.
From a femoid. At everybody, if you've ever said the word femoid in your life, I
Oh
don't
my
like
God.
you. I don't like
I
you.
hate that word so much.
Same.
What
You ever
is-
notice that?
what is
You ever
that?
notice that like most of Smash Twitter won't refer to women as women; they'll say females.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
hate
bizarre.
if you
to me.
refer to girls as females. I just already like that's like a first. I now think you are strange.
Yeah, because it almost how do I explain it? It almost like when you talk about other dudes, you don't say males, right? You say like dudes,
Yeah.
guys. It feels like you're on good terms with them. When you say, yeah, I met a couple of females last night, it almost feels like you're, how do I say it? Like, it's not dehumanizing them because, you know, people can be female, but it's like, you're almost like putting them in their own different category.
Yeah.
As though they're like not the same.
You're immediately tanking your
You know?
first impression. Just speed running, becoming a jerk. that's what you're doing. Like calling people femoids or females or like, bro.
The
Yeah,
calling
it's strange.
the calling women females to calling women femoids pipeline is real.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What the fuck
Like you
is
will
that?
eventually. Oh, it's what incels call them. It's so messed up.
It's
Yeah.
some
What
is a
serious,
femoid?
it's some serious incel shit. Bro, like
Yeah.
It's just like supposed to be derogatory.
the entire
females,
the entire concept of incels to me is just, it boggles my mind. Like, how can you just be like, oh, they don't want to have sex with me. Ugh, I hate women. What the fuck? How do you get there? That's like,
Yeah.
oh my lord.
There's
I've
down
seen
bad,
some-
and there's down horrible, and then there's down, horrendous.
horrendous.
And then all of a sudden, you're calling people femoids.
Down.
There's just no saving you.
I feel like I feel like that's a slur of some variety.
It feels like it, doesn't
they
it?
made it up. They made it up, so to them it is.
It's basically like they invented a slur. Like,
Yeah.
God.
Man,
People
like, it
are
is
weird.
just it's disappointing. It makes me sad.
We're doing this. You see, it's good that we're talking about this now because that way we can get any viewers who are like that to
Yeah,
leave.
I'm shooting
Yeah.
shots at
Understand
all
you
of you
have a
on purpose,
problem.
you see? So if you're like that in my comment
We're
section,
okay.
I will
preventing-
fight you.
We're
The
preventing
first step is
we're
accepting
preventing the
that you're
viewers.
strange.
Yeah, we're preventing the viewers from forming like a parasocial relationship with Ash in particular right now.
Why me in particular?
Because we're talking about incels who like hate women.
Oh God. If I get creeps.
Because like what are the creeps gonna come after me, Brady, and Michael? No.
Of course.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I am hot, so I wouldn't deny
could
it.
get some
but-
creeps.
you
Yeah.
guys are some nice looking individuals.
Ooh.
Yes.
I,
will
I,
not
I have
lie.
to now reciprocate the compliment to you, Brady. Brady, you certainly are. I haven't really seen you. I don't know what you look like.
Wow. He's in all of his YouTube videos exposed.
I am in
I think
every
I've only-
YouTube
I think-
video.
I think I've managed to only watch the non-face cam videos, low key.
That's impressive,
Really?
to be honest.
Yeah. Send me a Snapchat angle upwards, like one of those like face cam pictures. You know, like the front facing camera, take it from like down at your waist. You know what I'm talking about, right?
See,
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is how
yeah.
you know
The below
Marcos.
shot.
This is how you know Marcos is the most smooth fucker ever. You just finessed the Snapchat off Murkiri just now, live on camera.
Just
live
finesse
off camera.
You're right.
Snapchat.
That's crazy.
Nah, it's true. Anyone who is my friend is just incredibly awesome and also sexy. That's just how it is.
That is the rule.
This is true. I don't fuck with
Yes.
ugly people. This is facts.
Dude, I think
God,
sometimes
no.
sometimes I have to convince myself I'm not. in real life, I got low self-esteem. So I'll like convince myself by doing what like I know other people do when they have low self-esteem, by tweeting out the phrase, "I'm so handsome."
Exactly. It's literally affirmations.
Yeah.
It's like, I get what you're saying. No, Ash, I
pick.
get what you're saying. If you are my friend, you're automatically not a cretin, ugly, like freakoid. You know, you're just not that. That's not. Now I'm not saying I'm only fucking with people that I have this preconceived notion of beauty for. No, that's not what I meant by that. I know that's what that sounded like.
You become beautiful by being my friend. You become beautiful.
Exactly, and that's got nothing to do with me. That's because I only fuck with cool people. That's it. If you're inceled out of your mind, if you're red pilled or whatever the fuck, I don't care. You're just
I hate
ugly.
that, dude.
Yeah, shoutouts to the Matrix remake. We're gonna have a whole new wave, baby. Woo!
Oh, when's that coming out?
Killed.
I don't remember when the release date is.
It's
I just saw, like,
sometime
that with the
before the
Flintstones.
14-year-olds start doing parkour again.
Yo,
Dude,
we're gonna go full circle,
bro,
please.
on God, parkour kind of sick. I can't lie. Y'all know anything about parkour?
Yeah. I used to watch those.
Really?
Parkour is pretty epic.
I used to watch those kinds of videos.
I've been watching a lot of
'Cause
parkour.
I just thought
lately.
it was cool.
Speaking of like strange videos, do you want to know how I got into competitive Pokemon?
No.
Oh boy,
Oh.
yes.
So I had this habit of, in high school, I had an awful sleep schedule. I would stay up way too late, and it would like affect my grades. Like I wouldn't sleep enough. I'd go to sleep at like 3 a.m. because I'd just be up surfing the internet. And one of the things I would do is I would Google World Championships for random things. Now this started off with like poker World Championships, stuff that was like, oh, I wonder if this exists. And then I looked up Bakugan World Championships. And then I looked up Beyblade World Championships. By the way, the Beyblade World Championships go so hard.
They do.
Yo.
And then I finally thought about it. I'm like, Pokemon World Championships. And I watched, I think it was 2015. It was, yeah, I watched like the 2015 World Championships, and I was like, wow, this is a real thing. And I go, holy crap, this is a real thing. And then I started like looking into it, and I started playing it.
Yeah, that's hype. That's hype, honestly. I just like was into Pokemon in general, and so I watched Pokemon YouTubers, and then they would do VGC content sometimes and be like, oh wait, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know?
My pipeline was play Heart Gold Soul Silver, stop playing around Black and White Age, because that was me in like 8th grade-ish, when Pokemon's not cool to play. You're a loser if you play Pokemon.
Yeah.
Bro, you're strange. I got my 3DS confiscated in 8th grade because I was trying to show my friend my Pokedex.
Bro, I wish I was like that, but no, I was cringe. I submitted to like the norms of, oh, if you're playing Pokemon,
Nah, I honestly get
but
that.
then,
yeah.
Dude,
high school hits, my first like time taking final exams or whatever, right? I'm bored out of my mind. I'm not studying. I'm just pretending I am, so I'm just wasting time. And I'm like, okay, let me just like look up things I used to like on YouTube, right? Pokemon. I haven't played in a generation. Let's see what Gen 6 is about. I see these car keys. I'm like, oh, what is this? This is interesting, right?
Car keys.
I see Shofu and Joey playing singles, clapping each other's asses. Okay, that doesn't sound good out of context.
That shit
but, like,
was so funny.
yeah, but I mean, like,
No, I love Shofu singles videos.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
like at first I had watched a
Figures me out.
Shofu video, right? And I was like, oh, this is interesting. The way you're explaining this stuff. Why are you using these moves that don't do damage, right? Like, this makes sense now.
yeah.
Then Joey comes into the picture, starts kicking his ass, and I'm like, oh shit. You can be like good at this game. And then it's just snowballed
yeah.
from there, right? But
That
Finding
realization of,
out-
oh my god, this could be serious.
There's a
Yeah,
nuance
finding
to
out that you
Pokemon?
can get good at stuff is such a rabbit hole and pipeline into becoming good at it. Just finding out that it's possible. Like when I was in high school, I was like, yeah, I can't lift weights.
Yeah.
I don't like I'm not strong enough to lift weights. And then I had this one like I signed up for the weightlifting class just because I wanted to be cool. And I had the best teacher. Like he was just the coolest. He would encourage me to like, you know, keep lifting. He was just very motivating. And lo and behold, like I just kept doing it. And then you don't really think about it when you're getting stronger. But like I look back at like my like sophomore year, I'm like, dang, dude, I could like not even lift like a fifth of my body weight. And like the other day, it hit me the other day because I finally actually because of COVID, like the gyms were closed. I finally was able to try to bench 245s on each side, which is like a bit over 200 pounds. And I managed to get it for 2 reps. And I was like, oh, holy shit. Oh my God, when did this happen? And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
It took years to do that.
That's sick, though.
Yeah, I love the like when it clicks in your head, like, oh my God, I've been doing this for so long, and I see how much better I've gotten.
See the
it's
growth,
such a good feeling, because it's like, it was worth something.
Dude, I'll go back and watch my old videos when I first started playing, and I'm like, wow, why am I using Absol, Scolipede? Like, it was a VGC team. It was like Absol, Scolipede, Honchcrow. Like, it was all so bad.
This is
And like, I go back and I look and I'm like, dang, I got so much better at this game. When that happened.
This is literally the perfect segue into everything that we've been talking about. Oh my God. At Cringe Commenter, if we have made you mad this episode by calling you cringe in any capacity, or calling you an incel or whatever the fuck you think like that, right? Just take a look at yourself in the past. Take a look at any previous documented you, right? And if you are the same, like, if you got the same opinions, same, like, mindset, same anything as all that, you're doing it wrong, okay? You want to see the growth. Let me tell you, we're all, like, me and Ash, we're artists. Moxie, I just called you Moxie because I read your name on Discord. God, that's cringe. Marcos.
I just lost 5 months.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, Marcos with just his weightlifting story just then, right? Like, we're all talking about growth here. We want growth for you. We want growth for people in general. So just, abandon the cringe. Embrace growth. It feels good. Trust us.
This is a message to literally everybody.
People are meant to change.
Yeah. You're meant to improve and evolve, and it's going to be so because that's the thing. It's like you look back at it, it's like, oh my God, when did that happen? That's what Marcos was saying. It's so gradual that you don't feel the progress until you get to like a big milestone. You look and you're like, wow, that's insane.
Yeah, and there's
life's
so
like
if you're sitting here right now and you're feeling like I'm not making any progress, you are. You just can't see it yet.
Yeah, and there's no hard feelings if you didn't change, like if you are not making progress at the moment, right? Because you can start whenever, right? Like there's no reason to be like, oh, I haven't changed, so might as well continue to not change. Like, no, don't do that, right? Like, I was gonna go somewhere with
like, I definitely don't hold like the same opinions on anything I did back when I was like in high school, because I recognize, like, I don't know, I guess I took like a philosophy class like my freshman year, and I forget who it was. He said like, oh, the only thing I know is I know nothing. Socrates? The Socratic method? I forget who it is. But, like, I took that. And then I, like, took that to heart. I'm like, damn, I thought I was the smartest dude on earth. I am quite literally a dumbass. As soon as I, like, changed...
Exactly,
yeah, as soon as I, like, changed my tune on that, I found myself improving in just about every aspect of my life. It's almost like when you have the arrogance to believe that you are perfectly fine the way you are, that's when you fail to make progress. And there's such a thing as like a healthy amount of self-confidence. Like you can be
being
happy.
proud of yourself is almost always.
It's hand in hand.
You can be happy and proud of who you
Yeah.
are. Yeah, you need to be happy and proud of who you are, but you also have to recognize that who you are can change, and it's for the best if it changes.
Exactly. Here's
slowly.
the golden example.
You're still you.
Here's the golden example.
You're just better.
I've been ragging on incels all day. I've been talking about old cringe people all day. You want to know something, viewer, listener? Let me blow your fucking mind. I used to be cringe. I know, right? Crazy that I'm talking about this.
Now, you're based.
Now I'm a little bit more
I may
based,
be
right?
cringe,
Like,
but I'm free.
you want an explicit example? When I was like 14, 15 on Pokemon Showdown, I told a player that may or may not have won a regional in 2020 to die in a barn fire. That's who I used to be.
What?
I used to be that. I used to be cringe. I used to make the community shit. I'll acknowledge all of that. And the reason that I can say that out loud confidently is because the person who I am right now goes against that. I would beat the dog shit out of 14-year-old me. Are you kidding me, bro? I'm talking like bing,
you know
bing,
how many times I thought about
suplex,
that?
fucking like roundhouse kick to the ball sack, bro. Oh my God, I'd kick my ass.
Dude. Hey, no, Michael, I resonate so much of that. You know how many times I wish I could go back in time, look at my past self, have my past self gawk in my presence, and then beat the shit out of him?
And ain't nothing wrong with that. You just gotta grow from there. Like...
You can't be that. You can't be that person.
It
that
feels,
you wanna-
it feels
You don't
good.
wanna-
It feels really good to beat the shit out of your old self in your head, dude. It does. Take it from me.
Yeah, no, it'd be funny. I wouldn't even beat myself up with my hands. I would like use the capoeira I know now. I would like freaking roundhouse kick that.
Yeah, right. Put it there. I feel you. So yes,
Yeah.
at Cringe Viewer.
When do I learn how to do that?
At person viewing this that's just sitting there mauling for some fucking reason, right? Just put it there. I'll handshake you for once in your life. If only you admit, if only you agree to change. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at.
Don't trust him. He spit on his hand.
I did.
No. So welcome to the Route One podcast, the advice podcast, not the Pokemon.
Yes. Welcome to therapy, bro.
Episode 2.
Today,
Don't be cringe.
Dude, episode one was like body pillows and some light Pokemon talk. This episode was how to socialize within the community, how to not be a parasite, how to approach people when you're not confident, and how to improve yourself overall.
Yeah. See,
Pokemon
we're here for
community
you.
Specifically, these are things we got to talk about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of players who are starting out are going to be like I was, 16 years old, socially anxious. I still kind of am, but I'm more used to getting like, okay, I'm going to talk to this person instead of just not doing it. So I'm going to tell you right now, no matter how old you are, if you are scared of cool people in Pokemon, they don't know why you're scared. They're just standing there. It's fine. Walk up.
Yeah, regardless of how cool the Pokemon player is, remember, they're still a Pokemon player.
They're still
Oh my god, that's so,
Pokemon.
literally we're all
They still
Pokemon
play a
players.
children's video game for fun.
We're all under the umbrella of cringe. You just don't want to be like closest to the umbrella as possible. That's what I'm getting at. Like we're already there. You
dude,
don't. You
like,
just gotta
being
not
the
be
coolest
worse.
Pokemon player is being the coolest Pokemon player is like being the best Giratina team.
Nice.
Don't do that to Garrett. All of the people you have made use Giratina because of your Iron Man.
That's true.
You have caused terrible pain, at least for Murkiri.
Oh, yeah.
Being the coolest Pokemon player is like being the best Giratina team, but Stack Attack isn't allowed. There we go.
Fuck.
But like, yeah, right. End of the day,
my-
we're here for you. Okay, that's why we're doing a podcast. Who the fuck would listen to a podcast to somebody that like just like isn't making the content for the people? That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. For the people. Yeah.
So
the
thank
people,
you so much for
by
listening.
the people, with the people, at Kroger, getting some sushi from the deli, having a good time, giving them a pat on the back when they're having a bad day. I forgot where I was going with that.
I don't know where you're going with, but I agree. Shake.
Anyway, guys, I think it's about time we wrap up. It's getting close to that time once again.
Rambled.
Exactly.
Thank you for all the before we get into Stack Attacker being a second restricted again, which is pretty much
The eternal
same
we're
way we
ending the
ended
topic.
last podcast.
That is the eternal we're ending the podcast topic.
Yep.
Every podcast ends with Stack Attacker.
Yep. So right away, how does Stack Attacker wear it?
Oh my god, not again. Not again.
I'm gonna do
Wear
that next
safety
time.
goggles.
Talking about Stack Attacker's code for someone needs to go and we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys,
Yes.
thank you everybody for the support.
Yes, thank you.
It's been so fun doing this.
Y'all have been blowing up like all of the numbers for fucking everything that we've been doing, right? And it's just amazing to all of us. Like, thank you so much.
And all
Thank
the
you.
nice comments and everything, and
Yeah. Oh, I should clarify from
so
the last
cool.
episode. If I told you I'd punch you in the face if you didn't comment, don't feel bad about that. I swung a lot in. I just swing a lot in general. I was swinging in this episode. I'll be swinging in next episode.
Yeah.
Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah, just know that if you did comment, you are one of the 35 people who did not end up with a black eye.
because you're so cool and epic, and you probably got a like because you said what is it, algorithm?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Comment question of the day. Go to sleep.
Yo.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys,
Yeah.
thank you all for watching so much, and we'll
Yes.
catch you next week.
Bye.
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 Bye.